For example, like, you know what Tariq Nasheed is? He's this like, this dude that's very, he's an FBA guy, Foundational Black Americans. Basically, like, he did a whole documentary saying that hip hop only came from Black Americans. Jamaicans and Puerto Ricans had nothing to do with it. I don't agree with this, by the way. I don't agree. Cool Herc is Jamaican. He's a Jamaican immigrant. I'm just saying.
I mean, so you said Jamaicans don't have nothing to do with it.
That's what he said.
Ain't Jamaicans black?
Yes.
I mean, I know it came from New York in the
70s, 73, year I was born.
But what's the point of saying that though? Like,
basically, his point of view is that American Black people need to basically separate themselves from like Africans and Caribbeans and people who come over to this country and try to downplay the struggle of American Black people while simultaneously benefiting from the struggle.
I mean, recently I've been seeing a little bit. I seen Akon say something that was kind of like, then I seen the boy, Burna Boy say something kind of like, about like Black people in America. Like,
there is a friction between these groups. I understand that.
But I don't understand that. Like, you would think that a person from Africa would be like, feel like, because mind you, nobody from America trying to be like nobody from Africa. You never see a American.
It's usually the other way around.
You never see a. I've never saw nobody.
Hold on. Remember, there was a time in hip hop where everyone was trying to be Afrocentric.
But I'm saying that.
Remember the African medallions and everything. That was the whole time.
But Africans wasn't even wearing it.
I understand that, but they're wearing dashikis and kente cloth, and that was a time. Tribe Called Quest, De La Soul. That was the time. That was the time.
But when I say try to be like Africa, like far as they music, far as they like.
True.
True.
But culturally, there was a going back to Africa kind of. I'm a little older than you, so you may not remember. I remember
the medallions, the Africa one that was black with the black leather Jones.
Exactly. Black medallions, no gold.
What's the guy? Assalamu alaikum, alaikum assalam. What's the boy's name?
Poor Righteous Teacher. Yeah, man. There was a whole thing where being a gangster was considered whack.
But I don't think that's the same thing though.
Around the time the Malcolm X movie came out.
But I still think it was an American twist on trying to be like identify with
but people were still embracing Africa. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, but African people like, but you never heard nobody say nothing bad about Americans saying nothing bad about the Africans like over there. Like
that's not true. That's not true. I remember I just interviewed Rotimi. You know who that is?
No.
Played Dre on Power.
Okay, yeah, I know that. He African?
Yeah, he's from Nigeria. Well, he's first generation, but his family is from Nigeria, and he would go back and forth. He's got a house in Nigeria, et cetera, right?
I'm mostly Nigerian. I've never been there in my life.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but he was even talking about how, like, we talked about that, about how the friction goes, yeah, man, like, growing up, being African wasn't cool. They're calling us, like, African booty scratchers and, like, insulting us, and then, and all my friends, they were dark-skinned, they were making fun of them. But then, I would go to Africa, they would call me a white boy because I was light-skinned. It was a whole thing.
For a long time, man, it's not even just Africans, too. You can throw in Haitians as well. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Like, growing up, it wasn't cool to be African. You were the butt of every joke, African booty scratcher, you're dark as hell, you look like midnight, I just happen to be light-skinned, so the ignorance of it is like, I've never seen a light-skinned Nigerian before, but I didn't get those things, but a lot of my cousins and a lot of my friends went through a lot of it. But when I was back in Nigeria, I was like one of the few really bright, light-skinned with light eyes back when I was a kid in my village. So they ostracized me, and I was American. So they were like, you're a white man. You're Oyibo. We don't want you now. You know what I mean? So I was left alone a lot when I was back in Nigeria, to be quite honest, until I got older, and then it became, he's the cool American cousin. But both places didn't accept this side of this side of who I am, because it was just the outsider. So when I grew up, a lot of the Haitian, Jamaican, first generation kids, they didn't have, from where I'm from, they're only speaking from where I'm from, they weren't really up to date on fashion or up to date on style or these things. So they were made to be fun of, like, yo, look at the African boy over there.
But I'm saying, but like right now, I've been hearing them say like stuff about like the boy Burna Boy said something about how we don't get respect here because the Chinese people get respect here and this and that. And I was thinking like, well, in Africa they couldn't even go to the beach or nothing. They couldn't. Apartheid is always to the 90s. Like I mean, that I would think they would say like, well, damn, y'all got kidnapped to come to America. Most people that's here, they ancestors. Because I never thought nothing bad. I got one African friend named Jeff, and that's my man. Like I never really thought nothing negative about Africans, but it seems like they got a negative thought about American blacks. You know what I mean? It's like they don't like them or something, or look down on us or something like that. You know what I mean? And then, of course, I don't think it's all of them, but I've been hearing like a little stuff they've been saying lately, and I'm like, damn, I wonder why they feel like that. You know what I mean? But everybody want to copy off blacks in America. I mean, everybody. That's just a fact. Like, I mean, period. Like, even the Chinese people now.
Yeah.
But I think that just show people that like I just think you can't be trying to be like somebody and be racist towards them. So I just think like they're just showing that everybody's just starting to, you know what I mean?
My point, so for example, I had Tariq Nasheed on my show. It was a good interview. And then I had this other guy, Tommy Sotomayor, on my show. I didn't know the two of them had beef, right? So as I'm interviewing Tommy Sotomayor in the same studio that Tariq was at in LA, Tariq storms into the studio to confront Tommy in the middle of the interview, which was crazy. Because it looks like, and Tommy's like, oh, you set me up. And I'm like, no, I didn't know this was going to fucking happen. You're on Instagram announcing that you're doing an interview on Vlad TV in LA. This guy was just there. So I was really pissed off, Tariq, because like, bro, like I gave you a platform. I was kind and polite to you and professional.
Nothing happened though, right?
How was that? No, they're just in each other's faces. No one got hit. Like, right. No one got punched.
But it could have been something, I guess.
Yeah. This was back before our security was tight, where all the doors were locked and we had security on. It was like
LA dangerous as fuck, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I was pissed off for a long time about the shit. And then I remember in Tariq, we kind of like, we're talking shit about each other back and forth for a bunch of years. Tariq did an interview and they asked about that. He goes, oh yeah, well, Vlad interviewed me and then he brought on Tommy to try to like fan the flames of our beef, to try to escalate things. And that's why I showed up. And I'm like, oh, that's what you thought. So I just called him one day. I said, hey, can we talk? He's like, sure. I said, look, I understand now where you're coming from, but I'm going to tell you, and I'm going to release the talk, because I never even put out the Tommy interview. I said, I'm going to release the Tommy interview and you can watch it and you will see I never even mentioned you up to the point that you actually crashed. In fact, he mentioned you a couple times and I just like went on to the next topic. I didn't even, you know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't even know you two had beef.
So it's showing like how you,
so it's like you're thinking I'm trying to crank up this beef.
And really believe it.
And really believed it. Yeah. I have no idea, but you're storming into my studio and making me look bad and making me look like my shit's unstable. So now me and you have a problem.
So basically doing the interviews is hazardous.
Sometimes. I mean, look at No Jumper. You see all the crazy shit?
Is he gay?
No.
Oh.
No, he was trolling on April Fool's one day, saying he was going to do a gay scene, but no.
Oh, I mean,
he did do a threesome with his wife and a porn star.
A gay porn star?
No, a straight porn star.
A dude?
Yeah, black dude.
Fuck.
Lil D, yeah.
The young guy?
Yeah, in his 20s.
So the fuck? So he let him fuck his wife?
Well, the two of them fucked his wife. And he also did, she also did a scene with a black guy.
Well, she's a porn.
She's a porn star also. Well, she was doing porn with him. They would do threesomes with other porn girls, but this was the first time she started doing scenes with other dudes.
That's a different lifestyle. I don't know. That's that lifestyle.
Not my thing. Adam's my friend.
That's a different lifestyle.
That's my man, but it's not something I would do. It's not my thing.
His real wife that he married.
They have a kid together. They have a daughter. And they are married, yes.
So he could just fuck any girl he wants. She don't care.
Well, he's fucked girls on camera when she wasn't there. So I think sex is not a big deal in their relationship.
They just love each other and they just,
Listen, man, they have better relationships than a lot of people I know. So.
I mean, I bet they do. I mean, shit. It sounds like they do. Like, that's a bit much. Yeah, but.
Hey, man, it's too much for me. But hey, listen, whatever works, every relationship. Look, I remember when I interviewed Lamar Odom And I talked about the Kardashian curse and all the crazy stuff. And he said, hey, if a camera crew followed around your family and broadcast every single thing they do, you guys would look pretty crazy too.
Yeah, for sure.
And
Everybody probably would.
That's a good point. You know, we have the luxury of having private lives. The Kardashians do not. So every single thing becomes a thing. But listen, I got crackheads in my family. Like, you know what I'm saying? I got drama in my family. I got shootings in my family.
Yeah.
I got prison in my family. Like, I got gangsters in my family.
Yeah.
Like, I got all types of crazy shit. Attempted murders, like, you know, all types of stuff that people just don't know about because it's not broadcast.
Yeah, for sure.
So it just is what it is.
Yeah, for sure.